Good morning, Malacañang Press Corps and guests. Welcome to the regular press briefing of Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Morning. We're pleased to have today Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, TESDA, Director General Giling Jean Mamondyong. Prior to his appointment, he was Department of Transportation and Communications Undersecretary. He will share with us the plans, programs, and accomplishments of TESDA. And so, ladies and gentlemen of the Malacañang Press Corps, let us welcome Secretary Jean Mamondyong. Sir.
Maraming salamat. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Let me start with statistics. I think that will be interesting to you. At TESDA, since the time it was created, we have enrolled about 29 million people. Out of this enrollment, we have graduated 28 million people. And 10,000 of which have undergone the assessment. Out of these 10,000, only about 8,000, about 80,000, I'm sorry, 10 million of which was given the assessment, about 8 million were given the national certificate. Ang tanong ko po, saan po yung 18 million those who graduated? No? Kasi ang sinabi ko sa inyo, 28 million graduated out of 29 million enrollees. Ang tinatanong ko sa akin sarili at sa TESDA, saan yung 18 million na hindi nakaroon na assessment? It could be that these enrollees or graduates may not have the money to pay for the assessment fee. Kasi po, TESDA has been charging an assessment fee ranging from 1,000 to 3,000 depending on the course or programs that they have graduated. So, TESDA decided that we give free assessment. We are not charging any more assessment fee for our graduates. Now, let me start my report to you and to the Filipino people with our performance starting in 2016. In 2016, we have enrolled 2,269,665. The delivery modes are the following. We have 1,151,644 from the various institutions, both public and private. On enterprise-based skills training, we have an enrollment of 72,458 enrollees. On community-based training, we have enrolled 1,045,563. The graduates of this enrollment are as follows. On institution-based enrollment, we have graduated 1,057,574. On enterprise-based, we have graduated 67,080 graduates. On community-based, we have graduated 1,026,582. Out of these graduates, we have assessed 1,512,233 in 2016. Out of this number, we have certified only 1,387,985. For the first and second quarter of 2017, the enrollment was 766,577. And we have assessed 456,768 and certified 419,100 graduates, or 91.8%. That is the number of graduates, the enrollment, and the certified trainees. Now, we found that there is a need to introduce some new programs at TISTA. Immediately after I assumed office, we conducted barangay skills mapping all over the country, and we are talking here of 42,036 barangays nationwide. So we communicated with the barangay chairman, and 23,000 responded to our letters. And they have nominated 850,000 trainees, people who would like to have skills training with us. Aside from the barangay skills mapping coming from the barangay chairman, we have also introduced a new mode of scholarship availment. We have the so-called online application, and we have about 41,000 applicants on online. We have also a walk-in application mode of availment, and 62,000 applicants went to our offices nationwide. And so we have a total of almost 1 million applicants. As of now, we have almost 1 million people ready for availment of our skills training program. There was also a need to find out if our training centers of about 4,000 are capable of continuously giving skills training. We would like to know if all these training centers are really equipped. So we are talking here of the absorptive capacity of the skill training centers. We found out that out of 4,003 training centers, 50% are compliant with our training regulations, and 29% are not, 21% of which has closed their programs. In the Philippines, we have only developed 18,000 programs, but because of this technical audit of our training centers, this number was reduced just to about 14,000. So from 18,000 programs that we have developed, this was reduced to only 14,000 because all the rest closed their programs. Ay, ibig sabihin po, wala pong nag-enroll doon sa 4,000 na new programs. Yun po ang ibig sabihin noon. But in the case of China, for example, they have developed 100,000 programs as compared to the Philippines, which is just about 18,000 programs. So we are now targeting 50,000 programs during the term of the President. So we have coordinated with the industry to help us out and making sure that we develop this number of programs, because we believe that every single program that we have developed, we are creating jobs and means of livelihood. We are attributing the economic miracle of China to this number of programs that they have developed. Halos lahat po ng naisip nila ay mayroon silang programa. On the drug dependence, we have already trained about 20,000 drug dependents in support of the drug rehabilitation program of the President. And we are still coordinating with the Department of Health as well as the Philippine National Police to submit to us the drug dependents who are ready for skills training. And we are not only limited to giving skills training to the drug dependents, we are also coordinating with the Department of Trade and Industry as well as the Department of Social Welfare and Development to make sure that after the skills training programs are given by TISDA, jobs are already available for them and means of livelihood for those who cannot make it to the employment. We have also trained about 8,500 indigenous people from various tribes of our country. In fact, we signed a memorandum of agreement with NCIP, making 15,000 scholarship grants available for the indigenous people. But after my assumption to office, I think that was last September of last year, I went to Caraga because Caraga is a region dominated by members of the indigenous people. And I have allocated 30,000 scholarship grants for Caraga. As of now, they have only a build of about 7,000 of that 30,000 scholarship grants slots. In Cordillera, for example, also, I have allocated 30,000 also for the Cordillera region. And as of today, I am happy to report to the people of the region that they have availed 11,000 already, more than 11,000 of that number of scholarship grants for Caraga. But for the members of the indigenous people scattered all over the country, as I said, we have made available 15,000 for this group of people. In the autonomous region, we have given them 60,000 scholarship grants. But unfortunately, as of today, they have only availed of about 5,300 scholarship out of the 60,000. Bakit po? Because they do not have enough training centers. Halos wala pong training centers doon sa autonomous region. So their absorptive capacity is a big question. But they have madrasa schools in almost all the municipalities in the autonomous region, and they have about 126 municipalities in the autonomous region. And because of this, they are graduating hundreds of thousands of people every year. And these graduates from the madrasa school system, do not have any opportunity to land jobs and means of livelihood. In other words, the madrasa school system in South are producing army of jobless people. So what is our solution? Our solution is to integrate the skills training program into the madrasa system. That's why we have given them 60,000 slots. Dito po sa Kuan, Marawi Shades, because we are about to start, and in fact, we have started the reconstruction and rehabilitation program already with establishment of the temporary shelter. No? We went to Iligan City because it is in Iligan City where you can find the bulk of the evacuees. We are now conducting a massive skills training program to the evacuees. in Iligan City and Cagayan de Oro City. We have appropriated already, as far as it is concerned, about 60 million pesos for skills training. We are giving priority to construction workers because of the reconstruction and rehabilitation program of the government. And so for the Marawi evacuees, we are targeting about 20,000 construction workers. Construction workers. And we are also coordinating very closely with the Department of Trade, with the Department of Agriculture, and the SWD to make sure that after the graduation, we have jobs and means of livelihood for these evacuees. Yan po ang pinaka-importante dito. We have to provide jobs and means of livelihood to the evacuees once they are already returned to Marawi City. Now, in the case of the AFWs, who are remitting more than $30 billion to the country, we have 3 programs for them. We have the so-called reintegration program. We are giving skills training for the returning AFWs, so that when they return, they are ready for reintegration in terms of employment and means of livelihood. Number 2 program for them, we are conducting free assessment in the respective host countries. Doon po ginagawa ang assessment ng TISDA, doon mismo sa bansang kanilang pinagtatrabahuan. So free po ito. Apart from the free assessment that we are giving to our FWs, we are going to conduct a skills upgrading or a skills enhancement for our FWs. And we have talked to our counterparts in the Middle East countries, in other countries in Europe where there is a big concentration of FWs, to allow us to conduct our skills upgrading in the Philippine international schools. Nakausap po natin yung lahat ng eskwelahan doon, and they are ready to make their facilities available for the OFWs, ready for skills upgrading. We also plan to put up TISDA's skeletal force or offices in those countries to manage the skills upgrading program of TISDA. So we are bringing TISDA closer to the OFWs who are there to President Duterte. Yun po ang mga programa natin dito sa OFWs. We have also given a skills training program for the inmates. For the first time in our country, TISDA is giving free skill training for the inmates. And we have already trained about 4,000 inmates. Pinuntahan po natin sila doon sa mga kulungan nila, doon sa mga detention centers. And this is a continuing program. This is a continuing program. We have trained also about 29,000 individual entrepreneurs, and we are closely coordinating with the Department of Trade about this, because we want to make sure that after the training, they have already some kind of business activities with the assistance of the Department of Trade. And then we have also trained, this is a special training program for the women's sector. We have trained about 39,000 women from various groups of women organizations. And for the first time also, we have entered into a memorandum of agreement with CBCP to develop family enterprises. We are coordinating, as I said, under this memorandum of agreement with CBCP to develop family enterprises in all regions of our country. And we are starting with at least 100 family enterprises in every region. So our target for the first half of 2018 is 2,000 family enterprises. The training is for the members of the family, not just the head of the family, but all the members of the family who are of age are given the training. So this is another approach to poverty alleviation program among Filipino families. We have also launched in Metro Manila the so-called Emergency Skills Training Program, and we are giving food and transportation allowance for those who will avail of this program. And we are going to dedicate the month of November this year to developing a skills training program for the slum areas all over the country, yung mga informal settlers po. So you can see that for the month of November, we will be visiting slum areas in the entire country, starting in Metro Manila. And we are going to coordinate with DTI, with the Department of Agriculture, with DSWD. Again, to make sure that after the graduation, mayroon na silang pupuntahan. So this is our contribution to the poverty alleviation program of the President. We will be bringing TISDA and these government offices to these slum areas. Kami na po ang pupunta doon. Aalamin ko ano ang may tutulong ng TISDA at saka mga opisinang ito. Hindi na po sila ang pupunta sa TISDA o sa mga opisinang ito. Kami na po ang pupunta sa kanila. Aalamin namin sa kanila. Ano bang mga skills na pwede nating i-develop sa inyo? Pwedeng ibigay sa inyo? Ano ba ang trabahong pwedeng ibigay sa inyo? Ano ang mga livelihood program pwedeng ibigay sa inyo na kaya ninyong gawin? Yun po ang contribution ng TISDA rito. So you can see that TISDA, although this is not the new office, coming up with new programs. In the case of drug, I would like to bring you back to the drug problem. In the case of TISDA, all the officials and employees of TISDA have undergone drug testing. Lahat po kami ay dumaan sa drug testing, and we are more than 4,000 all over the country. And thank God that none of us was found positive of illegal drug substances. So we have declared TISDA as drug-free. We have also declared TISDA as corruption-free. Lahat po ng officials, empleyado, including job holders, pumirma po kami ng commitment, pledge to the President that we are corruption-free. Although we are, you cannot perfect, there is no 100% drug-free government agency. But we can assure the public and the Filipino people that we will be dealing with more severely for those or any one of us who may be involved in corruption. Wala po tayong sasantuhin dito. Now, doon po sa scholarship, kasi noon po, ang tawag dito ay vouchers. In the previous administration, ang tawag nila po dito sa scholarship grant or scholarship grants ay vouchers. Pinalitan po natin ito, instead of vouchers, sinatawag natin scholarship grants. Kasi po, pag vouchers ang pinag-usapan, pera kaagad ang nasa utak natin. In the past, what they have been doing is to distribute the slots to the training centers. Ibinibigay lang po ito sa mga training centers. Ang sila na po ang naghanap ng mga trainees, mga scholars. When I assume TISDA's leadership, we changed the approach. Hindi na po tayo namimigay ng scholarship sa mga training centers. Nakaroon pa ng tendering system. Ang ibig sabihin po, lahat po ng mga nominees coming from the barangay chairman all over the country, yung mga online applications, yung mga walk-in applications, ay kinukulit po natin ito. And then, nakakaroon tayo ng para bidding po ito among registered training centers. Halimbawa lang po, sa isang district, lahat po ng training centers doon with registered programs ay iniimbita natin. Ito yung available na scholarship sa inyong district. Kung sino yung may absorptive capacity, sila po ang pwedeng sumama rito sa programang ito. Ano po yung sinasabi nating absorptive capacity? Tinitingnan po natin sa eskwelahan yung facilities po. Pangalawang tinitingnan po natin yung equipment. Pangatlo po yung faculty. Kasi maaaring mayroon kang facilities, you have the school, but you do not have the equipment. How can you conduct the skills training without the equipment? If you have the equipment, wala kayong trainers or faculty. So yung tatlo pong yun ay tinitingnan po natin doon. So yun po ang pagbabago dito sa scholarship availment or scholarship distribution. Now, to make sure that the trainees or scholars are real, hindi, I'm trying to avoid the use of the term ghost, no? We also organize a national inspectorate. Lahat po ng eskwelahan o training centers na nabigyan natin ng scholarship ay pinupuntahan po ng inspectorate natin to find out if they have, as I said, if they have the facilities, if they have the equipment, if they have the the faculty, and if the scholars are real. Kung nandun pa, yung warm bodies po, nandun ba yung sinubmit o binigyan ng scholarship? We want to make sure that every single cent that is appropriated for the scholarship of the government, for the poor, is given directly to the beneficiaries. So yan po ang ginagawa natin dito. Now, in the Philippines, we have about 122 training centers controlled and owned by the government. This is under supervision of TISDA. Makakaroon po tayo ng malaking programa na ito because of the so-called universal access to college education. We might be receiving 4.5 billion pesos for this program. And we are going to tap our 122 training centers all over the country. So in 2018, we are talking here of about 700 to 800 trainees or scholars. Napakarami po ito. At ito po ay pinaghanda ng TISDA. We are renovating, we are making repairs of these training institutions so that by the time that we have this money in 2018, we are ready to implement din successfully. Sige po. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, TESDA Head Mamunjong. You have any question for... You have? Okay. One quick question. Okay.
Hi, Secretary. Good morning. Sir, can we just get your reaction? 30 billion was realigned from the budget of the DepEd, pero tatanggalan na po yung sa TechVoc programs, yung sa TechVoc laboratories. Any reaction to this latest development, sir, dun sa 2018 budget?
Kasi mangyari po, the only agency that has the mandate to conduct a skills training program is TISDA. But we are supporting the skills training program of other agencies of the government like, you have the DSWD also. We have also the Department of Labor and Employment, Department of Agriculture. DTI, for example, have also, training program. Now, K-12 is all about vocational courses. K-12 is about technical and vocational courses. So we support whatever budget is appropriated for this under the Department of Education. Kailangan po nila ito. So I don't think it is wise that we take this budget out of the Department of Education. We have to support K-12 under the Department of Education.
Okay, thank you, JP. Rose Novinario.
Ay, good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, nabanggit nyo kanina na kasama kayo dun sa, sumasali kayo dun sa may drug war ng administrasyon in terms of providing technical training skills, assistance po sa mga drug dependents. Ano po yung maitutulong nyo bukod po sa pagbibigay ng training? Pagtapos na po sila sa training, kasi po may mga stigma ho ba, di ba, sa mga naging drug addicts or drug dependents. Ano po yung maidadagdag nyo? Magkakaroon po ba kayo ng MOA, MOU sa mga kumpanya na i-hire po yung ating mga dating drug dependents na trained naman po?
We are actually talking to the industry to accept this drug dependence after their skills training. Tao rin po ito, ang mga taong ito, at they have also the right to make sure that they have a life worthy of human dignity. Hindi dahil naging biktima sila ng drug problem ay hindi natin tatanggapin. If they have the skill, why not accept them? I don't think we will make any distinction. Kasi ang importante rito, they have the skill that we need. If they have that skills, then they have to be accepted in the industry. So kailangan po natin dito. We should not make any distinction.
Ay, isang follow-up. Yung ano po, magkakaroon po ba tayo ng mga memorandum of agreement or memorandum of understanding sa private sector po to hire former drug dependents?
We can do that, but we cannot force the industry to accept them. Kasi sila ang nakakaalam kung sino-sino yung dapat nilang tanggapin. But we will be talking to them, we will encourage them to accept them. If they have the skill, and we are providing that skill that the industry would need.
Okay. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, TESDA Head Mamunjong, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella.
Morning. Few statements. On NCR's crime rate. The crime rate in the National Capital Region continues to drop, and comparing the weekly crime volume in Metro Manila before and after President Duterte assumed office as of October 1, 2017, robbery hold-up incidents dropped by 39.5%, theft dropped by 35.6%, carnapping by 67%, and motor napping by 63%. Carnapping by 67%, motor napping by 63%. Rape cases also dropped by 27%. The streets and neighborhoods in Metro Manila are now safer and more secure thanks to the government's campaign against drugs and criminality. We hope that the marked improvement in Metro Manila's crime rate is likewise felt and appreciated in the entire country. On the Las Vegas shooting incident, we extend our deepest condolences to the families of the more than 50 victims who died because of the mass shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. We likewise pray for the speedy recovery of the more than 500 people who were reported injured. No Filipino casualty has been reported, according to the Philippine Consulate General in Los Angeles. Nonetheless, the Department of Foreign Affairs, DFA, has instructed Consul General Adeleo Angelito Cruz to immediately proceed to Las Vegas to look into the condition of our kababayans, as well as Filipino tourists who happen to be in the area during and at the time of the shooting incident and who may need assistance. We join the peace-loving people of the international community in denouncing this latest act of violence. DOTR signed MOA for toll interoperability. Motorists will soon experience more ease in transportation. Last month, the Department of Transportation led the signing of Memorandum of Agreement for toll interoperability regarding expressway operators to update their collection systems for unification. The includes installing electronic transit media readings device for electronic payments and an entry ticket reading device for cash payments for accepting and processing tickets in at least 2 entry and exit toll booths. The implementation will be immediate, while 6 months from the signing of the MOA will be given for cash payment collection. We're moving closer to our goal of easing traffic congestion in Metro Manila and surrounding areas with the completion of an updated transport infrastructure roadmap by November. This roadmap, which is being finalized by the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, and NEDA, will identify urban transport strategies, address traffic demand in the coming years, and help spread economic opportunities in areas outside Metro Manila. Meanwhile, Japanese financial giant Nomura has taken notice of the Duterte administration's plan to roll out big-ticket infrastructure projects, including the development of Clark as the second major airport by 2020, the 9,500-hectare Clark Green City, a 655-kilometer spine expressway across Luzon, and the Manila-Clark Railway. All this would improve connectivity for tourism, agriculture, and industrial sectors under the Build, Build, Build program. We thank the Japanese government for helping us in our economic development efforts. On the Ombudsman's claim of confidentiality, the Office of the Ombudsman was being economical with the truth when it said it had observed confidentiality in its investigation of the graft complaint against President Rodrigo Duterte. Overall Deputy Ombudsman Melchor Arthur Carangdang, in a statement on October 2, also claimed that he was reading through the documents shown to him by the media during an ambush interview in response to media's inquiry on the status of the complaint. These go against the facts. First, Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales has already declared, as to the documents in its possession, the office stands by its word. Second, Carandang's claim is contrary to the earlier statement of the Anti-Money Laundering Council, AMLAC, Secretariat, that he sent a letter dated 17th of August 2017 to initiate investigation of President Duterte's alleged bank accounts. What all this confirms is that there is indeed a deliberate effort to discredit the President, mislead the public, and to create popular outrage against the duly elected Chief Executive. The public's mind seems to be being set. The Office of the Ombudsman is showing its true political color. We must remind them that it is an independent and anti-graft body that is supposed to conduct an impartial and fair investigation. It should not play into the hands of those who cannot accept the fact that the President won in the 2016 election. It should not be party to a demolition job. We have seen this before. This is déjà vu. Today is the 3rd of October. Data as of the 2nd of October regarding the Marawi situation. Enemies down, +4, 753. Civilians down 47. No change in civilians rescued. Killed in action 155. Buildings cleared the 29th of October. Buildings cleared 29, and as of October 1, 8. As of 3 p.m. yesterday, the Marawi AFP casualty fund is 102,059,832.78, and Marawi internally displaced 135,595. We're open to a few questions.
Few questions. Joseph Morong.
Sir,
Yes.
dun sa tono mo ulit kanina ha.
Alin po?
Yung tono mo ulit kanina.
Gusto mo yun?
Sir, okay, dun muna sa statement niyo, sir, that there is a deliberate effort to discredit the president. Coming from whom, sir?
From interested political parties.
Including the ombudsman?
Whoever is sympathetic to that. Our point is that some people they may be playing into the hands of certain political forces.
Okay, so you're not direct. Are you directly accusing the ombudsman?
There is no accusation
Okay.
here. We're just simply
Clarification.
pointing out, simply describing the landscape.
All right, sir. There have been, I think, may final na dalawang complaints kanina lang before we started the press conference. Your thoughts about this? This is against...
We still have to see the actual complaint file.
Okay. Sir, this comes after mga 2 days when the president said na kay Deputy Carandang na magdasal-dasal siya. And some may not be able to, some may see a connection between that statement of the president and the consequent filing of the complaint, meaning does the president have something to do with the filing of cases?
Apparently, the person who filed it is an independent person, so there's no need to connect any dots.
All right, thank you, sir.
Questions? Laila Salavera.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, may I be clarified? Sir, the President's proposal to create a commission to investigate the Ombudsman, is this a direct response to the investigation into his family's bank transactions?
I don't think we need to, I don't think we can make direct connections like that. However, the president is, within his, apparently has been, apparently the president simply acting objectively regarding infringements that the office seems to be doing.
Sir, so is it just a coincidence? Because if he has a problem with corruption in the Ombudsman,
That's right.
why did he make the proposal shortly after it began its investigation into his...
Well, this was the opportune time to do that.
Because...
He saw it fit to do it at that stage.
Sir, also you mentioned yesterday that the President isn't considering everyone in the office of the Ombudsman corrupt.
The office of the ombudsman is a separate entity from the people who are there, right? So the people, it's not the office that is corrupt, it's the individuals within.
But does he think everybody, as in every single person in the agency?
I think that's too much to conclude.
Sir, if that's the case, sir, why doesn't he just ask Carandang to inhibit from the case and have another official there handle the investigation?
Well, that is the process that seems to be unfolding, so we trust his decisions to do that.
Sir, what do you mean? Is the
But
President...
you were suggesting a particular mode of action, but he has taken, this is what he has done. He has to set up is wanting to set up a, what do you call it? An investigative.
No, sir. I was referring to the bank transactions of the President and his family.
Okay.
Is he willing to have another ombudsman official handle this if he has a problem with Carandang?
That I cannot say. I cannot speculate on that matter. That would be speculation.
Okay, last question. Other issue? Follow-up. Rose Novenario.
Ay, other issue.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, may natanggap na po kayong report mula sa FBI na person of interest po yung roommate po ng mass shooter sa Las Vegas.
Ma'am, yeah, well, anyway, well, as far as we, okay, we're not coming out with any official statement, but as far as the local BI, Bureau of let me just check.
Okay, last two questions muna tayo, o three. Dexter Ganibe and Maricel Halili. Maricel Halili, TV5.
Sir, good morning. Just a quick question. Sir, may we have your reaction about the request of Mayor Mabilog to have an extension for his leave of absence for another 30 days, I guess?
That we need to refer to the Office of the Executive Secretary to find out their opinion regarding the matter.
I think one of his concerns, aside from his health condition, is his safety.
Safety,
So,
yes.
opo, meron po ba siyang assurance that he'll be safe? when
Of
he
course,
comes?
the president. This is a pretty democratic country. It's, as far as our evidence shows, we rule of law prevails.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, last three, Tuesday New, to be followed by Dexter and Ross Cos.
Hi, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
May inihain pong motion si Quirino Representative Kuwa Dakila Carlo Cua, na gustong ipa-abolish na po yung Bureau of Customs. But in the meantime, na mahirap daw yung process na yon, ay hain siya ng recommendation sa Congress na bigyan ng emergency power si Presidente para pansamantala po habang daw inaabolish ang customs, si Presidente na muna yung mag-head sa customs. Ano po, necessary po ba ito?
No, ma'am, we cannot make any comments on the matter at this stage.
Okay, Dexter Ganibe.
Yusek,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
narinig natin kay Pangulo dati na ayaw niyang mag-appoint ng mga barangay officials.
Po.
Ito bang dahilan kaya hindi napipirmahan yung Senate bill kasi may appointment doon?
As far as I know, it's supposed to be pending for signature, and so we cannot we cannot speculate on the reasons why. But it's supposed to be signed. It's a pending signature of the president.
Okay. Last question. Lenesca.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
About yung statement nyo lang po, the public's mind is being set
Yes.
to think what po?
Well, with whatever misinformation seems to be being placed out there. Like, for example, there's a narrative that's being put out, billions, stuff like that. So it seems that there is a concerted effort in trying to paint, mispaint the actual situation.
Mispaint the president, the actual situation, mispaint his bank accounts, ano po specifically?
All of the above.
Sir, last follow-up na lang po. Sir, tingin nyo ba yung distab plot ay sino po yung nasa likod dito as financier po?
Ma'am, hindi ko po masasabi yung ganon. That would be speculation on my part.
So wala pa pong report yung Malacañang kung sino yung behind sa mga distab na ito?
Kung meron po siguro, tinitingnan lang yan muna.
Okay, thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Ernesto Abella. Thank you, Test the Head Mamunjong. Thank you, MPC Backdoor May Studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and PTV.